Dear Woodbine Mall and Fantasy Fair, I heard that you are dead on the inside. Twinning, me too.
The question is, why? About my very first Walkman in that place when it was an electronics store. But in the 80s, I used to work in Mythos. Then it was a Cineplex. It was a dope place to work. But Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, we'd work pretty late, and then it was time to party. Where do you party when you're 15 or 16 in the 1980s? Well, let me show you. So there was a bar over here, and we'd get in when we were 15, 16, 17 years old, and they would serve us. I kind of feel like the people who made this were going through something at the time. Okay, so we would leave the movie theater, and about 90 seconds after our shift ended, we'd have our first drink in our hands, and we'd be in here partying, dancing. So by the time the bar was closed around 1 o'clock in the morning, I think back then in Ontario, had about $1.75 left, which means you could afford a bus. The problem is the last bus had already left, didn't have enough money to take a cab. So we were too drunk to ride our motorcycles home as well. The only option was really to stay here. And if you remember malls in the 80s, they were so fun. You would come to the observation deck, hop up these stairs, and then, see this fence here? The easiest thing to climb in the world. We're Gen Xers. Back then, urban kids could climb anything. And then go up to that slide there. That slide had a cap on the end of it. All we would do is pull the cap off, get inside, and before sliding down, we would put the cap back in place. If any security guard was coming by, they would think nothing was up. And then, so you'd come down that slide here. You'd come down the slide. So right there was another cap. When you got to that section of the slide, you just put your hands on the wall for friction, as you know, and you'd slow yourself down. And that little flat area there is where I would sleep. So many nights. And then in the morning, get up. This was McDonald's. Get a whole bunch of hamburgers or breakfast sandwiches, go right back to the theater and open the place.